Have you ever heard someone say this? As you get older, you need someone by your side to be happy. Living alone means living an incomplete life. You should find someone now, or life won't have meaning. But here's the question. Is that actually true? Well, I'm Dr. Naraya Wolf, urologist and pelvic surgeon, and if you're navigating questions about relationships, intimacy, or what it means to feel whole at this stage of life, I want you to know, you're not alone in wondering. We're here to help you understand yourself with honesty, compassion, and clarity. Today, we're talking about something many men over 60 think about but rarely say out loud. Do I really need a woman in my life to be happy, or can I feel complete on my own? This isn't a light question. It touches on self-worth, identity, and even your physical and emotional health. So whether you're single, partnered, or somewhere in between, let's talk honestly about what real happiness and fulfillment actually look like at any age. Let's start with something important. Our culture sends men, especially older men, a very specific message over and over again. You need a partner to be a complete person. If you're alone, something must be wrong with you. If you're married, be grateful. If you're single, hurry up and find someone. This isn't just social pressure. It's almost an obsession. And you know what that pressure creates? A sense of lack, a feeling of urgency, and worst of all, a dependency on someone else to feel okay about yourself. Ironically, that very energy, the energy of needing someone, is what pushes people away. Mature women, especially, can sense when a man is coming from a place of desperation rather than confidence. And I've seen this over and over in my practice. After a divorce or after losing a spouse, so many men become consumed by the idea that they have to find someone new. And in that process, they lose themselves. But here's what I've noticed over years of working with patients. The men who are truly attractive, satisfied, and at peace with their lives share something in common. When I ask them, do you need a woman in your life? They say something like this. Need? No. But if I choose to have someone? Sure. I'm open to that. Do you feel the difference there? Need versus choice. Need comes from a place of emptiness. Choice comes from a place of fullness. And people, especially emotionally mature women, are drawn to men who live from fullness, not lack. Let me share a story with you. I had a patient, 64 years old, who came to see me about 3 years after his divorce. He hadn't been on a single date since. And the first thing he said to me was, I just want to meet someone. I'm so lonely. Now, loneliness is real. I'm not dismissing that. But over the next 6 months, we worked on something different. I asked him, what if you built a life so rich, so interesting, that someone would want to join it, not complete it? He started reconnecting with hobbies he'd abandoned. He began exercising regularly. He joined a group of friends who shared his interests. And then something fascinating happened. 3 different women started showing interest in him. But here's the surprising part. He didn't choose any of them. Why? Because he realized he was happier on his own. That's what I call relational independence. Now let me be clear. I'm not saying relationships are bad. If you're happily married or in a fulfilling partnership, that's wonderful. Truly. What I'm saying is this. Your happiness and sense of self-worth should never depend on whether someone else is in your life. You are already valuable. You've lived a full life. You have experience, wisdom, resources, perspective. So why would you hand over your sense of worth to someone else's presence or absence? Here's why this matters, especially for men over 60. Younger men are still figuring out who they are. But you've already done that work. You've been through the hard stuff. You know yourself. And yet society keeps repeating, aging alone is tragic. Find someone now before it's too late. That's nonsense. Some of the happiest men I know in their 60s and 70s have chosen to be single. They've been married, they've had relationships, and they came to a powerful realization. My happiness lives inside me, not inside someone else. And when men like that do date or enter relationships, they attract incredible people. Why? Because they're not coming from desperation. They're coming from strength. So how do you actually practice this? Let me give you 3 core principles. First, Become a complete circle on your own. Most men think, when I meet the right person, then I'll start traveling. Or, when I find someone, then I'll try that new hobby. Or, when I'm in a relationship, then I'll be happy. That's backwards. Attractive men are already living full lives. They take cooking classes alone. They travel solo. They have hobbies, friendships, routines. So when someone does come into their life, that person isn't filling a void. They're adding to something already beautiful. Can you feel the difference? Second, let go of attachment to outcomes. This might sound counterintuitive, but truly attractive people don't cling to results. If she wants to see you again, great. If not, that's fine too. If your partner wants to work on the relationship, wonderful. If not, you'll still be okay. This isn't coldness, it's emotional freedom. When you stop trying to control outcomes, you show up as your authentic self. You stop performing. You stop people-pleasing. You just are. Third, understand the paradox of attraction. Here's something strange but true. When you genuinely don't need someone, you become far more attractive. Think about it. Who's more appealing? Someone who says, "Please, I need you to complete me," or someone who says, "I'm living a great life. If you'd like to join me, you're welcome." Psychology backs this up. People are drawn to those who are independent, confident, and content within themselves. Practical steps you can take today. So what can you do right now? Step 1. The completeness check. Grab a piece of paper. Write down a list of things you'd do if you had someone to do them with. Travel somewhere, try a new hobby, join a social group. Now pick one thing from that list and do it alone this week. Prove to yourself that you don't need anyone's permission to live your life. Step 2. The 30-day independence challenge for the next 30 days. Act as if you are emotionally self-sufficient. If you're single, stop thinking someone will complete you. If you're in a relationship, stop seeking constant validation. This doesn't mean being cold, it means being grounded. Have your own opinions, your own interests, your own goals. That's what makes you magnetic. Step 3. The attraction reset. This one's bold, but it works. If you're currently dating or thinking about dating, stop. Completely. For 60 days. Instead, focus entirely on becoming the most interesting, fulfilled version of yourself. Join clubs, take classes, start projects, build friendships with people who live the kind of life you admire. Become someone with stories, experiences, and wisdom to share. Then, after 60 days, if you want to re-enter the dating world, you'll walk in with completely different energy. Not from need, but from choice. Now, you might be thinking, Dr. Wolf, are you saying I should give up on love? That I should stop wanting connection? Not at all. I'm saying, give up desperation. Let go of the lie that your worth is determined by whether someone is standing next to you. Love is beautiful. Partnership can be extraordinary. But it should be the cherry on top of an already delicious sundae, not the entire meal. When you have relational independence, you make better choices. You don't stay in draining relationships. You don't settle out of fear. And paradoxically, you attract the kind of high-quality partner you actually want. Remember this. You're not too old to be attractive. You've just been living with the wrong energy. Change the energy, and everything else follows. Age is just a number. What matters is how you treat yourself. I hope today's conversation gave you something to think about, and maybe even a little relief. Whether you're on your own or with someone, know this. You're already enough. Take care of your health. Be kind to yourself today, because you're worth it.